Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here, and I'm back with Juan for another preview of the Washington football team's game this week. And this week, the Washington football team is heading over to Carolina to face the Carolina Panthers. Should be a good matchup. Big game for the Washington football team if they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. How you doing, Juan?
I'm doing good, Pedro, man. I appreciate you for always having me on here. And yeah, like you said, it's a huge game tomorrow for multiple reasons. I mean, obviously, we know the storyline with Ron Rivera, but even more so, both of these teams are in the thick of things. Well, literally every NFC team is still alive if you're not named the Detroit Lions. And this game could come down to, it could be like the reason or the result of one of these teams getting the seeding because say both teams finish with the same record, they're going to look at this head-to-head matchup. So this game is super huge, and we obviously know Cam Newton is back, so Bank of America Stadium is going to be lit tomorrow. But yeah, I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and check out Juan Gotti. Link is in the description, and you guys can just look up Juan Gotti Talking Sports as well if you don't want to click the link. And yeah, I think, I wouldn't say for me this isn't a must win game, but I think you got to win two out of the next three. So you play Carolina, you play the Raiders, and you play the Seahawks. If you can win two out of those three, I think you're in somewhat good shape to get
Mhm.
to 8 wins. Not necessarily saying that 8 wins gets you the playoffs, but you're in somewhat good shape to get 8 wins. If you can win two out of the next three, it is, if you can win, that's great. But I still feel like the next games after that, the Seahawks and the Raiders are winnable games as well.
Yeah, I kind of a little different on that. I think this is a must-win game again for head-to-head reasons. The game like the Raiders, it's not a must-win, but of course you would like to win, but that's out of conference. That's not going to hurt as much as a game like this would if we were to lose. That's why the Saints game earlier in the season hurt so much. They're in the 6th seed right now, and how confident are you in Trevor Siemian? How good do you think he's going to continue to do or don't do? You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think this is a must-win game. We're 3-6. We can't lose many more games, and this would just be a crushing blow again. If we do have games that we somewhat lose and needs to be out of the conference like the Raiders, I think the Raiders may be the only AFC team we have left. Honestly, I could think
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
yeah.
the Raiders are the only AFC team left. So,
Panthers,
huh?
Seahawks, Raiders, and then NFC East.
Yeah, so realistically speaking, obviously we know this most likely isn't going to happen, but realistically speaking, we can't lose no more than 2 games because again, like not only are we competing with the rest of the conference, because again, everybody not named Detroit is still alive, and two, we just can't lose these games again. The AFC game versus the Raiders is the only game that if they were to lose, it wouldn't hurt as much. But again, you just said it. Tomorrow Carolina. Then after that Monday night Seattle, another team that is getting dangerous back, and my favorite player in the NFL, although he didn't have the best game, is still a threat. They're also in it, regardless of what you think of Seattle. Then obviously we know the NFC East gauntlet. So this game is huge. I think personally it is a must win.
I mean, I just for me, I don't know why. Just like this whole week, I haven't had a great feeling about the game. So I don't know. That might be play into my thoughts, but I just think that regardless, I think if you win two out of the three, it's good for you. And yes, the tiebreaker is important. But at the end of the day, you just got to get those wins. If they can get to 8, 9 wins, they'll have a chance. I think 9 basically puts them in it. If they get 8, it'll be debatable. But I think 8-8 got in last year. The Bears were 8-8 and they got in. So if you get 9, you should be able to get in. Which again, that means you're winning 6 out of the next 8 games. That's tough to do. That's tough to do because you play the Cowboys twice. No NFC East games are easy. You also play the Raiders, the Seahawks, and the Panthers. So, I mean, it honestly might be a must-win if we need to get to 9 wins. Probably. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. What's up, Tyler, Darius, loser the Redskins fan. Appreciate all you guys for coming through. A lot of people thinking it is a must-win game, and yeah, I mean, I could go either way with it. I just think that we must win 2 out of the next 3 if we want to keep our playoff hopes alive. If we win 1 of the next 3, then basically we have to win out in the NFC East, which again, it's tough to do that. Even years when, the first place team plays the last place team in the NFC East, it's not always an easy game because NFC East, games usually have a lot of emotion and they're tough games to win.
Yeah, honestly, we're still. I don't want to look at it like this, but realistically, we're still in the division. And I was on Jarris and Tim's Sports Talk Show Monday. Or was that Monday? I think no, that was Wednesday actually. And again, I'm not discrediting the Cowboys. I still think they're going to win this division. I don't think we're going to catch up to them. But when you look at the quality of wins, it's not that impressive. I mean, off the top of my head, I can remember them beating the Eagles. Who the Eagles are they're solid, they're okay. But you look at the Vikings win. That's not impressive. They're okay again, but they're not upper echelon team. They beat the Giants, a team that's not that good either. They beat the Panthers after the 3-0 start. They fell off pretty much. Then they beat the Falcons, destroyed them. That they're not a good team. Then you look at the Patriots when it's probably the only respectable one, and then they only won that game by a couple of points, essentially a touchdown. Patriots win that game. So I'm not saying they're not good. I'm not taking anything away from the Dallas Cowboys, but their quality of wins aren't the best, and I really want to see how they play when they get competition. They have a huge game versus the Chiefs this Sunday, so I think they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose that one. I'm being a little biased, obviously, because we don't like the Cowboys over here, but realistically, the Chiefs are heating up at the right time. And after that, they have the Saints, who I think they will win. If Jameis Winston was playing, maybe they lose, but they don't play good in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So that could be a tough game. Then the Giants game, division games are always tough. And then they have, I'm just not going in order. I'm just naming off games that I see right now. Then they play the Cardinals also, and then they play us twice. Then they play the Raiders on Thanksgiving, and then they play the Eagles one more time. So I'm not discrediting the Cowboys by any means. I just want to see how they play when they actually play real competition. And at least in my opinion, I don't think their quality of wins are the best. Now, again, they're probably going to win this division more likely than not, but the division isn't decided. They're running away with it. Probably this win this Sunday. If they win versus the Chiefs, that division's wraps. You might as well give it to them because now I'm convinced that they're a legit team. Again, they've been really, really good. But looking at it, the quality of wins aren't the best, and I'm not that impressed. But again, if they find a way to beat Kansas City, and I believe it's in Arrowhead, let me double check that right quick. Yeah, it's in Arrowhead. So if they find a way to win at Kansas City, then I think I consider them legit. But however, again, I'm just not too convinced on the Cowboys right now, and I think the division is kind of open. And everybody else is that too. It's not just us because you have the Eagles that are ahead of us too right now. So we're still in the thick of things, but we have to continue to win. One loss, in my opinion, that pretty much wraps up the season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we got to win. We got to win at least 5 more games in the rest of the season. But if we want to ensure we get in, it's got to be 6 or 7, which very unlikely, especially 7. But you can get 5 wins. Rivera's a second half team, but the Cowboys, I think they're a good team. I think they are a legit team. I don't know. You are right. They're having an easier schedule. I think they have a third place schedule, so it's a lot easier than our schedule. But I still feel like they're a good team. And I did see something on Twitter though, and it's not going to happen. But if we win our next 3 and they lose their next 3, then when we play them, it'll be for first place in the division. Again, unlikely. I think both of us don't think that's going to happen, but that would be something, interesting. That would be amazing. But let's focus on this week against the Panthers. So injury report, not terrible. We're getting some guys back. Cosme is back this week. Sheriff is all the way back. Any other guys I'm missing that are back this week?
Um, I think
Maybe,
Benjamin St. Juice
maybe
possibly.
Yeah. So those are
Curtis Samuel.
Cosme's the guy that's coming back, and then three guys are questionable: Kendall Fuller, Benjamin St. Just, and Curtis Samuel. So, any of those three guys that just anything that jumps out for you on that injury report?
Yeah, for sure. Curtis Samuel is one that jumps out to me because here, like they said, here we go again with getting our hopes up and hoping that he plays. And again, I want to shut him down for the rest of the season just because I feel like us continuing to force the guy this season is only hurting him for the next season. But again, I'm not going to turn him down to play. If he feels like he can play, we need him. I want to see him out there. So that's pretty much the only name that really surprises me. I mean, Benjamin St. Juice is on there, but I think he may end up playing depending on how he feels Sunday, tomorrow. Shaka Tony being out is a huge blow because we're already without Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So now we were already going to be having to rely heavily on James Smith-Williams and Bumney Rotimi and some other guys, but now with
Casey
Shaka
Tuill.
Tony out, we're not going. It's going to be even more than and like you just said, Casey Toohill too. I wonder is William Bradley King injured or something, or is he
He's
like
on the practice
practice
squad.
squad?
I don't know
Yeah,
if they. I
practice
was
squad.
away all day. I don't know if they called him up.
I didn't see anything, so only person that I've seen that they called up was Tamarick Hemingway.
Oh
But
yeah, so they probably didn't call him up.
yeah, that's the only person that I seen them that they called up today, and yeah, it sucks, man, because we're without our best two pass rushers, but hopefully they can continue to play how they did last week. Now again, Shaka Tony was a big part of that last week, and he is not going to play due to concussion. But only guy that really stands out to me, honestly, is Curtis Samuel because I want him to be on IR. But at the same time, I want him to play too because if he feels comfortable enough to play, why not? Other than that, I think everyone else plays.
Yeah. Let me see. What's up, Rashid? Appreciate you coming through. Loser says, "Are you confident starting a potentially rusty rookie against a deadly Hassan Reddick?" I'm fine with that. Cosme's been good this year. And yes, he might be rusty, but he's been good in the run game all year and got better as the season went on in pass protection. So he's going to have to play eventually. So why not put him against Reddick? I'm not sure. Reddick is really good at rushing the passer, but I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure he's a linebacker. So it's not going to be every snap he's going to go up against Reddick. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with Cosme. He has to come back at some point, and I'm fine with him coming back this week. He's probably fully healthy because he could have played last week, but they wanted to give it another week. So he should be good. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do. And then Curtis Samuel, I think he's going to be out this week. I think he'll play. I think he'll play next week, which is crazy, but I think he will play. But whenever he does play, it's going to be on a snap count. He's going to have, they're going to stick to that. They said, and then Kendall Fuller, he's questionable, but I think he will play. Benjamin St. Jude, I'm not too sure about him. Concussion protocol, I'm concerned about that. Like, just 2 concussions in 4 weeks. Like, you do not, even 1 concussion in a year is bad, but 2 concussions in 4 weeks. Like, we all know from guys like Jordan Reed and others, like those concussions, the more you get, the easier they are to get, and also the worse the symptoms are. So let's hope he can stay, clean the rest of the year, no concussions. Same thing with next year, because it's serious. And once you start getting to that 3-4 range and more, that's when it gets bad. Who knows? I don't know if he's had concussions before this. One thing I wanted to say about our D line is I kind of want to see them, put Jonathan Allen on the edge a little bit. Not for a lot, but let's say 5 to 10 snaps. If you can do that, he won't be as good as he is on the interior, but he'll be much, much, much better than Casey Toohill, James Smith-Williams, any of those guys. And, you'll give a chance for Ioannidis or Settle to get in there as well with Payne. See how he does. Give him 5, 7, 10 snaps at DN. See how he does. If he's playing great, then start increasing that workload at, edge rusher. And I think that would be good. I think having him out there for a bit, just it gives you the ability to play your best guys out there. And if he's not effective on the edge, then that's fine. You tried it out. You tried him out for a few snaps. It's not the end of the world. You can just keep him in the inside.
Yeah, I agree. Again, we were talking about this on Jairus and Tim's show Wednesday. I would like to see some of our interior guys get on the edge. They were joking about Deron Payne. They said his get off is so slow, but I think this is the things that Jack is gonna have to do. Again, you're down your two best pass rushers, so now this is where Jack makes his money. This is where we detect if Jack is really that dude that calling plays, that scheming open blitzes and scheming pressure on the quarterback. He's got to do a lot of that. Now, however, I will say this. I wasn't the biggest Casey Toohill fan, but the more I watch him, I'm really starting to like him, especially not really much from creating pressure, but more so being a guy that can be really good and helpful in the run game. As far as the pass rushing standpoint, I'm more of a Shaka Tony fan. It sucks that he won't be available tomorrow, but hopefully we get him back for Monday versus Russell Wilson, because we're gonna need all hands on deck for that one. And then James Smith Williams, he's starting to become a guy that could be relied on to create some pressure too. Now we'll see how much he plays and how much pressure he creates throughout the game, because again, these are guys that are used to playing about 10 to 15 snaps, if they do that, but that is typically their range. Now they're going to be asked to play, majority all of the game for real, with Chase and Montez been out. So we'll see. But yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that, because you got to scheme some pressure open. You can't just go out there with those two guys. You don't have two dogs. I mean, you can make the case that you didn't have this just solely on this year. You can make the case that you didn't have two dogs with Chase and Montez in the lineup that just goes out there and whips the tackle's tail. But yeah, that's my stance on it. I'm not opposed to having our interior guys go on the edge in some different kind of formations. You're muted, Pedro. I can't hear you.
Sorry. You can at least try it out. Like, there's nothing that's going to go wrong with playing him a few snaps, seeing how it looks out there. And yeah, I think that's going to be something that they can do. Be creative out there, like you said. Let's see what they can do. I mean, their defense is good, and I think this is going to be a low-scoring game because our defense has been playing better as of late, and they have a good defense. Their offense, I mean, their offense is better now because they don't have Darnold, who to be clear, like this offseason, I was a no on Darnold. Like, I was like, I'll take him for like if we have to give up like a fourth or fifth. But there was a bunch of people like, hey, why would you not give a second round pick for him? This is why, because he's not good at all. Because he was just never good with the Jets. Like Ryan Tannehill, a lot of people were saying like that could be the news, that could be what Sam Darnold ends up being. Well, the thing is, Ryan Tannehill at least showed glimpses of being good in with the Dolphins under Adam Gase, but Sam Darnold never did, and he's out now, and he's probably going to be out for the rest of the year. I doubt they bring him back. I think it's going to be Cam Newton and PJ Walker. So Cam Newton's a big upgrade over Sam Darnold. We'll see how he actually is though this week, because he was good last week, but I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but he only played a handful of snaps. This week it's going to be more, but they're still going to mix him in. They're still going to mix PJ Walker in, which is also interesting. But they got CMC back, who's huge. Like, that is like a big bonus to them. I think last year when we played them, CMC was out. So we're going to have to, do a good job somewhat containing him. So let's get into some keys to victory for Washington. I'll start and then you can go. I think, their defense is good. Their defense is definitely good. So you're going to have to attack on that somewhere. And I'm going to say feed Gibson the ball. I mean, he's coming off of, he said, his, best game health-wise. So I assume he's a little bit more healthy than last week. And, they're a little bit susceptible to the inside run. So, and Gibson last year, if you remember, he was really good against Carolina. In the first half, he had and this was when he was injured. He had that turf toe. I think it was his first game back. He was really good in the first half, and then Scott Turner went away. from the run game, and that's when the game really started to slip away from us with Haskins there. Really, that game didn't make sense. Like, you have a quarterback in Haskins who's struggling big time. He's struggling big time, and you keep dropping him back, and you're not giving the ball to Gibson, who is balling out. He was balling out. So give the ball to Gibson this game. McKissick as well, Patterson. But let's get 25 plus rushes in this game, 30 plus rushes. I think last week we had 24 rushes with Gibson. Let's give Gibson 18, at least 16 carries this game. Give McKissick a few and give Patterson some as well. I think we need to, like Rashid said, play smash mouth football and, just feed Gibson.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. That secondary is if it's not the best in the NFL, it's easily top three. I mean, it's up there with Denver's, and I think it may be better than Denver's. I mean, you're talking Jeremy Chin, who I think Cam Curl is better than. Just saying, but Jeremy Chin, really, really good. Dante Jackson, really super, super good. He's having a great year. Stephon Gilmore is still a menace. He has, I want to say, 3 picks in his first 4 games or 2 picks, one of them. Then they also have, CJ Henderson whenever he plays. They still got JC Horn, even though I know he isn't playing. AJ Boye.
That's insane.
That look how many corners you have that are capable of being starters on other teams. So that secondary is amazing. Then you go to the linebacking core. I can't really remember any other linebacker. I mean, Hassan Reddick. I was gonna say Shaq Thompson, but I was talking about others besides them. I mean, I guess you could consider Hassan Reddick as a linebacker, but he's more of a pass rusher. But I'm thinking more of like like a Shaq Thompson. I honestly know
Jeremy Chin is a little bit of a hybrid too. Like sometimes he lines up in the box.
Yeah, I obviously we all know Shaq Thompson, who's having an amazing year. Some say all pro year, but I'm trying to think other on ball linebackers or other linebackers that's like a Shaq Thompson. I can't remember. I don't know. I'm trying to look it up now. But that linebacking core led by Shaq Thompson is really, really good. Then you go to that defensive line with Big Derek Brown in the middle from Auburn, and then you have two pass rushers with Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick. So it's gonna be a tough game, and like you said, we're gonna have to run the ball a lot. And you guys know I love Jarrett Patterson. So I really, really hope they find a way to get on the ball more. I love AG too, man. He said he's feeling well, but man, we got to get Jarrett Patterson the ball. I want my man to score a regular season touchdown so bad, man. But I can't find any other defensive linebacker that I really know. But yeah, that I agree. We're gonna have to run the ball to beat this team. So their linebackers are Shaq Thompson, middle linebacker Jermaine Carter Jr., and Hassan Reddick is their right outside linebacker. So that linebacking core is okay, but Shaq Thompson makes up for but all the other guys that aren't as talented or as good as him. So Jermaine Carter,
they've got a good they've got a good, like, not even good, like they've got a top 5-ish defense. Like, I haven't got to watch a lot of their games, but their defense is legit. Their defense is legit. Their defense is legit, and I think we're gonna have to run the ball and kind of do what we did against the Bucks, where we got to win the time of possession. Keep running the ball, and you chew some clock out, and you help out your defense. So let's hope we can do that against Carolina. Because I mean they're good. They're a good team. Or I mean they're a decent team.
Good defense. They're
good defense, and could be an okay offense with Cam Newton back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kevin McFarland says they have Jermaine Carter. We have Kurt Coleman, Julius Pepper, Sam Mills, Steve Smith. This isn't 2010, my man. But yeah, you guys have had some great defensive pieces at offense. Steve Smith, great wide receiver. But yeah, we're going to have to play a game similar to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I do want to talk about what you just brought up, their offense. Cam Newton, not saying he is going to be an upgrade because he is. But it's the guy can't know that much. He only been there for a week and a half. So he
That's
can't
true.
really know that much. And on top of that, I wouldn't say we already know what to expect from Cam Newton, but Ron Rivera knows this guy like the back of his hand. He knows his strengths and weaknesses. Now that could definitely not mean a thing when the ball is kicked off, but I'm just saying, he knows this guy, right? Cam never really scared me with his arm. It's his legs that scare. So we have to be prepared for a bunch of power O's, read options. We have to force him to throw the ball. That's going to be one of my keys to victory when we get to that. We make him beat you with his arm. Don't make it easy on him and allow him to use his legs to beat you. Because if Cam Newton throws the ball a lot, he's going to be prone to make some turnovers. So, I'm not scared of Cam Newton. I think he is going to bring some energy to Carolina. They're going to be packed out tomorrow because their son, their franchise player. I'll probably not now. It's probably Christian McCaffrey, but you know what I meant. Their franchise guy, their son, their quarterback, probably one of the best players in their franchise history, is back. So and without a doubt, he's going to bring energy. He's going to bring a better quarterback play than Sam Darnold, but he doesn't scare me. It's that defense that scares me. Make Cam Newton beat you. You know what I'm saying? Don't let this defense beat you. Don't let this defense set him up inside the 10 and 15 and 20. Make him beat you. Make the game rely on Cam Newton's arm, and if Cam Newton beats you, tip your cap.
Yeah, the defense scares me, and Christian McCaffrey. He is a monster, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not too scared of him in terms of running the ball because he's going to be good, but our D-line this year has been good against the run. Like, he'll be good, but it won't be great. But in terms of his receiving ability, think about our linebackers going up against Christian McCaffrey. Like, that is not going to be good. If it's Cole Holcomb, maybe, but then you got Jamin Davis or Landon Collins. Like, I know Landon Collins has been better, but I still don't trust him to guard Christian McCaffrey. So that's one I'm definitely concerned about. DJ Moore a little bit, but I feel good about Benjamin St-Juste, Kendall Fuller, maybe even William Jackson. He had a better game last week, so maybe him. But I know DJ Moore is good, and his production is lower this year because of the quarterbacks. But I am most worried about Christian McCaffrey by far. It's not even close on the Panthers on offense. And we have to find a way to contain him, put a guy on him at all times, and have some more attention on him.
Of course I'm worried about Christian McCaffrey. He's their best offensive player, but we never had a Christian McCaffrey problem. Let me see here. So I just looked up the 2019 game. He got 44 receiving or 44 yards in total in 2019 when we beat them when we were 3-9, and then when we beat them in 2018 with Alex Smith. Let's look at his stats here. And then 2020, you said he didn't play, right?
Yeah, last year he didn't play.
Christian McCaffrey 8 carries for 20 yards, and in week 5 versus us, or week 6 in 2018, and then in 2020 he didn't play. So I'm not really scared of Christian McCaffrey. Yes, he's their best weapon, but we always find a way to shut him down. He's still probably working himself back from that hamstring, and he had a great showing last week. I want to say he had 95 yards in the air, or 97, either 95 receiving yards or 95 rushing, and then 66 receiving or rushing. So he's going to be a threat. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be, if they beat us with Christian, that's the same way I look at the Saints, and it's so bad that we lost to them. But their best offensive weapon is a running back. And I'm not discrediting Alvin Kamara or Christian McCaffrey, because these guys are receiving backs. They can run and catch out the backfield and line up in the slot. But if Christian McCaffrey beats you, bro, like, that's their best weapon. Yeah, DJ Moore is really, really good. But again, I'm not scared of DJ Moore. I'm not scared of Robbie Anderson. I'm not scared of Tommy Trim. I'm not scared of Chuba Hubbard. Only guy I'm really focused on is Christian McCaffrey, and we don't even have a Christian McCaffrey problem. Every time we play him, he doesn't really go off. Now, that doesn't mean anything. He could very well go off tomorrow, but I would like to think with the way this defense is playing, I don't see him having a big day. That's my bold prediction.
One thing I want to say, Kevin saying the Panthers beat Washington last year. I would not get like brag about that just because I think Terry was out that game and we were starting freaking Dwayne Haskins. We were starting Dwayne Haskins and we almost won. We almost won the game at the end with Taylor Heineke. If Taylor Heineke would have played that full game, we would have easily won. And I mean, like that game, remember Steven Sims had a muff punt for a touchdown. Like that was just such a fluky game. We should have easily won if we would have actually had an okay not even an okay quarterback. If we would have had a bad quarterback, because Haskins in that game was probably the worst bottom 3 quarterback performance I've seen ever,
Yeah,
at least for Washington.
Yeah, let him brag. Why not? I mean, he won that game. That doesn't matter. That's last year, right? But yeah, Taylor Heineke plays that game from the start to finish. I think he play. I think we win. Dwayne Haskins was terrible. He was bad that game, and that was the game that ultimately ended his Washington career. Yeah, I think if Taylor Heineke plays that whole game, we find a way to win. But who cares, man? Let them brag. We beat you guys 2 out of the last what's that 18, 19, and 20. So we're 2 out of 3. You know what I'm saying? So let's make it 3 out of 4 tomorrow. Why not? But I mean, they got bragging rights right now because they won the most recent game. But when that ball is kicked off to mine at 105, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have any other keys to victory?
Yeah, we really didn't even get in the keys to victory for real, or
Yeah,
at least
I mean,
you know what I'm saying.
the only thing I said was feed Gibson, and you gotta put extra attention on the CMC.
Yeah, so we got to dominate in the trenches, and this is on both sides. Starting with our offensive line versus their defensive line, we played really, really good versus the Bucks, the great defensive line. And yeah, Heineke got sacked 5 times, but you could probably say 3 or 4 of those sacks was on him. Really, you could eventually make that argument. And how about Tyler Larson, man? Like he's been playing really well, at least from a pass protection standpoint, since Chase Roulier has been out. And I'm gonna talk about John Masco too, man. He needs a raise, bro. Like he really does, because
Him
it
and
doesn't
Pete
matter
Hayner.
what unit. Yeah, Pete Hander too. It doesn't matter what unit we have out there, whether it doesn't matter what combination of guys we have out there. He always have them ready to play, and I think it's going to be the same. Again, their pass rush is scary, but we just shut down Shaquille Barrett and JPP last week. I mean, now Shaquille Barrett and JPP aren't Hassan Reddick and Brian Burns, but I'm not as scared as if I was if this offensive line was playing terrible, man. This offensive line has been so good this year. So good. So I mean, that's my part. That's my key where we have to dominate the trenches on the offensive side, but we have to find a way to contain this pass rush, stun them and not really allow them to get going. Because if they can, then it's going to be tough all game long for Heineke. Then you flip sides to our defensive line versus their offensive line. Now I don't know where their offensive line ranks amongst the 32 teams, but our defense, we're gonna have to find a way to get pressure on Cam, because if we get pressure on Cam Newton, he's prone to turn over the ball. But again, we're missing 2 of our best pass rushers, or our two best pass rushers, not 2 of, but 2 best pass rushers in Montez Sweat and Chase Young. So we're gonna have to find a way to get some pressure on Cam Newton, and this is gonna be I'm putting this on Jack Del Rio to be able to do this, because you don't have that dog that's just gonna go out there and whip anybody's tail. I know you can again make that case for Chase Young and Montez Sweat. I beg to differ on that, but you can make that case if you want to. But again, this is on Jack Del Rio. He has to find a way to scheme pressure on the quarterback, whether it's PJ Walker, whether it's Cam Newton. Even though Cam Newton is starting, again, I think they may, like you said, they may feature up to a little bit of PJ Walker. Whoever it is, you got to find a way to get pressure on the quarterback, because again, Cam Newton is prone to turning the ball over a lot, and so is PJ Walker. So if we can find a way to scheme pressure on both of these guys, it could be a long day for Carolina.
Yeah, and you're right. Heineke even said like 4 of the sacks were on him. That's something. He had a decent game for us last week, but that's something he needs to work on. He holds onto the ball a little bit too much, and then he gets sacked. And also, like, man, I don't know if it's the coaches or if it's him, but bro, scramble. Like, he had like 3 rushes for 15 yards. There was so many times where he could have either gone earlier or just gone in general to try to scramble, because there was plays to be made there, and he was very hesitant to do it. I was disappointed with that, because I thought he could have done gotten a lot more rushing yards. So let's hope he can do that this week. And then something that I think, let's see, let me make sure I get the right guy. Wacky Wapper said, I agree. I think you hold Curtis Samuel out this week and give him 8 days to get ready for next week against the Seahawks on Monday night. What do you think, Juan?
Again, you guys know how I feel. I want to put him on IR. I mean, I would love to have him out there. And again, if he feels like he can go, then put him out there. But I just feel like we're forcing it and we're ruining the future for Curtis. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we want him out there now. And I'm being a hypocrite. I'm double talking because I said if we were to beat Tampa Bay, then continue to try to, work with him and see if he can come back. But again, I want him back. I want him to play, and if he plays tomorrow, I'm gonna be happy because we got Curto back, man. I want to see him, but again, I just feel like we're forcing it, and we're hurting the future because we're gonna have him for the next 2 years. So this could be a 1 year wash year, and the next year he comes back. But again, nobody knows Curtis Samuel's body like him, or if at all, because we don't feel the growing, so we don't know how he's feeling. So if anything, it's up to him. And if he's feeling good tomorrow, I'm not going to turn him down. Of course, I want to see him play, but I just personally think just needs to let it go, man, for this season, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm either way, but I think now that he's getting back, I think I do want to see him if he can play, and I wouldn't keep him out this week. I want to see a full week of practice from Curtis Samuel, not just whatever he had this week, where it was half a week, and then he plays. He needs a full week getting full practices. If he does that, he's going to be conditioned, and then put him on a snap count for next week, and then practice again the next week, and then he can be close to 100%. But, in these next couple games, feed DeAndre Carter. Feed DeAndre Carter, give him a lot of targets. He's been really good for us. And yeah, just keep involving him. And if you look, I might even make a video on this, but I think that all of Ron Rivera's low-key signings this offseason have been great, and the big signings have been disappointing. Fitzpatrick, that's not anyone's fault. We can't blame that. They didn't think he was going to get injured in the first game of the season when he really didn't deal with injury issues before. William Jackson has been up and down, had a good game last week, and then Curtis Samuel's been out for the year. Again, not really necessarily their fault. They couldn't predict injuries, but still, those guys have all been disappointing, whether it's injuries or just production. But the other guys, Charles Leno, he's been good this year. We paid him $4 or $5 million. He's been good this year. You look at DeAndre Carter. We paid him less than $1 million, something like that. He's been good for us. He's been one of the top 3, returners in the NFL. And I think he put something out vote me into the Pro Bowl, and people were kind of laughing in the comments section. I think people don't realize he's asking to get voted into the Pro Bowl as a returner. Maybe he is as a receiver. Maybe that's what he's thinking, but I think it's as a returner. And he has been one of the better returners in the NFL this year. He's been really good, kick returner and punt returner. And also, though, the last few games on offense, he's been good. So, with Curtis Samuel out, continue to feed DeAndre Carter. He's been good this year. And then also, I'm trying to think. Eric Flowers, we got him. We literally got Eric Flowers for free. We got him for free. We swapped 7th-round picks, and they are paying 2/3 of his salary. He's been good. He hasn't been amazing. He's been good for us this year. And the Dolphins have the worst offensive line in football. Big mistake trading Eric Flowers to us. And those guys have been good. Those, low-key Tyler Larson also. He's been solid. So the low-key signings have outperformed the big-time signings. And what's up, Door Gunner? Appreciate
Shout out to Door Gunner. Yeah, so I was trying to find that tweet of DeAndre Carter because I wanted to see the comment section. Yeah, my intro is the video of DeAndre Carter catching a touchdown pass. He's been so good, man. I even said this on other people's stream a lot. I said I'm really liking DeAndre Carter as a receiver. I said he's slowly becoming. I love Terry. I know Taylor says that's his guy. He should be his guy. But I'm starting to think his DeAndre Carter is his go-to guy, man, because he has been, as of late, he has been so good at receiver. And if he continues to if he finishes off the season strong how he is, I want him back next year. I forgot who was it. Somebody, I think it may have been Wednesday's show. Well, again, shout out to Tim and Jarris. I think it may have been Jarris that said he wants to sign him to a 3-year, $15 million. I think it was him. But someone said they want to sign him to that kind of deal, and I'm prone to that because he's going to be back next year regardless because of his special teams ability. But if he can continue to play like how he's been playing a receiver, he's definitely going to be back. He's literally an off-brand Curtis Samuel. He's doing everything Curtis Samuel can do, obviously to a lesser degree, but he's been so good, man. I can't lie, and I really hope we continue to find a way to get him the ball, and I hope he breaks another one this year.
Yeah, he's been good. I don't know if I would give him a 3-year 15. I would give him another 1 year, maybe 2 years, see how he's doing, and then bring him back. But people talking about in the chat, Adam Humphries. Adam Humphries has been really good this year. You look at the stats, and it's not amazing. But how many clutch catches has he had this year? Like so many games, he might only have 1 or 2 catches in the whole game, but those catches are big catches. Like last week, Heineke had a nice throw to him. He gets that first down. We needed that. He had every game he has like 1 or 2 really big catches. I think he needs to be used a little bit more. I think he's playing Dax Milne more, which is good. And Dax Milne had that fumble, which sucks. But, he's been playing well, so I want to keep seeing Milne. And I think that fumble is just unfortunate because he had both hands over.
That was just a super great play by Levante David. That was a
great play. And
Milne is small.
Like the best you could have asked him to do is just go down right after he caught it. But besides that, like, there's nothing else he could have done. He's not that strong. Maybe he goes in the weight room this offseason. But I'm liking Milne. I'm like Humphries. Here's the thing. If we want to win, Adam Humphries is the guy to go out there because he is better than Milne. But if we do start losing and we're out of the playoffs, I want to see Milne getting a bunch of snaps. Like, I want to see him getting 4 or 5 targets every game. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Milne. Also, Adam Humphries. And, that's another signing this year. A low-key signing. He hasn't been great, but he's been good for us. And I think he would have had a bigger year if Fitzpatrick has been playing. And, one guy that's been very disappointing this year, De'Ami Brown. I mean, De'Ami Brown has been probably, I would say, I don't know. He might be the most disappointing player from this draft class. Either him or Jamin Davis. I mean, Jamin Davis hasn't been terrible. He's been below average, but De'Ami Brown has been a non-factor for us, partly because of injury, but still, like, one of these games, he's going to have a big game because he's been very, very underwhelming. A lot of hype coming into the offseason. Had a solid preseason, really good training camp, had a good offseason. We all thought he was going to have a, not a big year, but like a decent year, and he just hasn't had that. And what's up, One Life Music?
Shout out to One Life Music. But I agree. But besides the Jamin Davis thing, he's I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go with it because we know, and the only people that think Jamin Davis has been terrible is the people that didn't know he was gonna be a project. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been the best, but he was going to be a project. We knew this. What is this guy? 22 years old? Like he isn't Micah Parsons. He isn't Zaven Collins. They had 3 to 4 years experience in college. This guy started 1 year at Kentucky only because of his roommate getting hurt or getting sick or whatever. And it's not even his college season that prompted him to get drafted. It was because he tore up the combine. You know what I'm saying? And at that 19th pick, I wanted a linebacker. But now hindsight, we should have possibly tried to trade up for Mike Jones or something like that. Obviously, but I think honestly, he hasn't been disappointing. Early in the season he's probably been disappointed, but as of late he's starting to ramp it up. And I'm starting to like what I see from him. He's starting to play with more confidence and play more free. You remember early in the season, he said he's playing like he's thinking too much. When he goes up there and just play, he's been really good. And I'm excited for Jamin Davis. De'Ami Brown, of course, dealing with the injury. Then when he's in there, he isn't getting really targeted and getting seen that much. And Adam Humphries, again, if Ryan Fitzpatrick was playing, he's the most targeted receiver. It doesn't matter. he's the most targeted receiver if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays. The guy is always open. Like, he literally is always open. Heineke just never looks for him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays, I think Adam Humphries is the most targeted receiver on this team right now.
Yeah, I think he would be one of them. I would still have Terry over him in terms of targets just because of how good he is. But yeah, he would be up there. So let's go ahead and do our WinView questions for today. Let me go ahead and pull that up, and we'll do our score prediction at the end of the game. And yeah, it should be fun. So let me just go ahead and pull that up. So let's go ahead and see it. Make sure you guys go ahead and check out WinView. I believe the link is in the description. I'll talk about them in a little bit. But let's go, and you guys in the chat answer as well. At least 3 points are scored in every quarter of the game. So basically, I don't know. Honestly, I could say no for that one just because of how good both defense. I mean, Washington's defense has been good this year, but it's been better as of late. And Carolina's defense has been really good. So I could see a quarter where no one scores.
Yeah, I could see that too. Yeah, I could definitely see that too. I'll go, yeah.
Like, I'm kind of 50-50 on it.
Yeah,
But
because
no gives me better odds, so I might as well just go ahead and do it since I'm 50-50. Cam
yeah,
Newton records a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown. I'm going to say no on that one. I think he might get one of them, but I don't know about both. You know what I'm saying? I think Christian McCaffrey scores a touchdown. I don't know about Cam Newton having 2.
I'm gonna go yes. I think. Well, you can pick no, obviously. But me personally, I could see it. You know, one rushing and then probably like a pass inside the red zone or something, like from the 10-yard line. I could definitely see it. But wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't happen at all.
Yeah. Who wins the game? I mean, I guess this kind of
Gives away our prediction.
this spoils it, but I'm assuming you think we're gonna win.
Yeah, I picked us to win.
All right, I picked us to lose.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of 50-50 on this game. I don't feel good about it for some reason. Like, I don't know why. I just don't feel good about it. I feel much better about the next 2 games. Like, I think we have a good chance of winning those games, but
Right.
I don't know.
So you feel more comfortable versus Seattle than you does Carolina?
Like, I don't
don't. I honestly don't.
I don't know why. Like, you know how you said that
I don't know why we're gonna beat Tampa Bay. Yeah, I get it.
you
I
said
get it.
before the season you were like, we're gonna beat Tampa Bay. My upset before the season started, I was like, we're gonna beat Seattle. We're gonna beat Seattle. So I just feel better about that game. You know, Russ might still be a little bit banged up and rusty, and they just don't have a great team, around him. So
Yeah.
I feel like we could win that game. And the Raiders, also, they're a first half team. Like, and when I say first half, I mean first half of the season. So, and you saw that Chiefs game was starting to go downhill for the Raiders. So I could see us winning both those games. I could see us winning this game as well. I don't know. I just have a weird feeling about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, it's not like this team has gave you a reason to just assume we're gonna beat a team, but I personally think we're gonna win. I think this team is starting to feel it. Defense is playing with a lot of swagger and confidence, and that's pretty much my take on it. Honestly, hell no. Hell no.
Let's see what.
Number 3.
Oh, number 3. Both teams combined to score 45 or more. Yeah, I'm gonna go no on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the same here. Wait, so like, is your phone connected to this, or is this like a?
Not they're so they have an app and a web thing. So I'm just doing it on the web thing, but they have an app as well. I'll talk about it a little bit after when we're done, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. So next question, at least 2 total interceptions are recorded in this game. I'm gonna go yes on this one.
I think we get one. I think they get one. Hopefully not. Hopefully we get 2 and they get 0. But I could see Dante Jackson, Dreadhead, Self getting the pick.
Yeah, I could see Heineke throwing 1 or 2. I could see Cam throwing 1 or 2 as well. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say yes. I think someone gets an interception, or two total interceptions in this game. Gibson records a single rush of 20 yards or more. I don't know. I think what last game he had his longest rush was 15. They got a good D line. I'm gonna say no on this one as well. He hasn't had that many. Like, how many 20-yard rushes has he had this year? Like maybe
Uh,
a couple.
yeah, maybe a couple. I think the only one I could vividly remember. Trying to say, think he had a didn't he had a 20-yard run in versus the Chargers? I think so. I
I
think that
know
may
the
be the
Bills
only
game he
one.
had that
Yeah. Oh
huge
yeah, the screen. Yeah. The
reception,
Bills one
but it
too.
wasn't a run.
Yeah. I think he did actually have a run versus the Bills that went for over 20 yards. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm gonna look it up here. I would actually go. Me personally, I would go yes. But if you want to go no, that's totally fine. But I think he may have. I feel like he did. I don't. Let me see. Longest. Let's see here. Longest he's had this year 15, 12, 6, 15, 16. Yeah, so the longest run he had is actually 16. So he didn't have he doesn't have one over 20, and he didn't have one in the Bills game. It was actually a pass, the screen touchdown. But yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go no on that one.
Okay.
Each team scores at least one rushing touchdown. I'm gonna go yes. I think
Yeah.
Gibson scores one, maybe Heineke does, but I think
Yep.
Gibson scores one, and McCaffrey or Cam Newton. That's almost a guarantee that one of them's gonna score.
Yeah, AG's gonna score, but give my boy Jared Patterson his first rushing touchdown, please, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope he can get his. Let's hope he can get a touchdown this year. Let's hope he can get one. Washington makes more field goals than Carolina in this game. That's kind of a tough one, honestly. Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm scared to say I'm scared to say yes because I feel I don't know. I'm not even gonna jinx Joey Sly, but I really hope he can keep up the momentum that he had. Going perfect on the day. But at some point he's gonna miss one, and it may sting, but it's no way he remains perfect. But if he does, I would be so happy. But yeah, I think we may. I'm trying to think who is their kicker. Who I want to say it's Ryan Santos. Um, I'm gonna go no because I personally think we're gonna punch it in more than they are. I think we're gonna finish off our jobs with more touchdowns than they are. I'm gonna go no.
Oh, the kicker's Zane. That's what I thought. It says Zane Gonzalez.
Oh, it's Zane Gonzalez. Why did it say Ryan Santos when I looked it up?
Or
Let's see.
actually, it says no. I don't know. Honestly, it's probably Santos. I see Santos. I see Gonzalez.
Let's see
Um,
here.
Actually, it says that Zane Gonzalez took over on September 15th for Santos. So,
Oh, okay.
but honestly, I'm gonna go with you. I really don't know for this one. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go with you on this one. Really hard to tell. Any player catches two or more touchdowns in this game, I'm gonna go no.
Nah. I would love if Terry did, man, but I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. McLaurin records more receptions than DJ Moore. I'm gonna go yes on this one.
I want to say yes. I really hope we do, but I'm gonna go DJ Moore on that one. But go yes. I would love for that to happen.
It's just that DJ Moore has been kind of disappointing the second half of the year. So,
Yeah.
like the last few weeks, so he's kind of been cold lately. Part of that's the quarterback, but part of that's him as well. So, I'm gonna say Terry. He's had a couple quiet weeks. Last week was good, but he just didn't, completely go off. So I think he's gonna have a big week one of these weeks. I'm gonna go against the Panthers, even though they have a great secondary. They have a really good secondary. I still trust Terry. And yeah, and make sure, like I said, you guys go ahead and check out WinView. They're the nation's leading sports predictor, allowing you to compete in pregame or live contests against other people. So you can, create a contest and play against your friend 1v1 and see who gets the most picks right. You answer, 10 questions about each game before it begins, or you can play in quarter long contests. And new users get a first time deposit bonus of up to $200 and you can play your first $20 risk-free. So make sure you guys go ahead and check them out. Jonathan says, "Damn, Pedro, you're young, and were you even born to see us win a Super Bowl?" No, not close, not close. Me and Juan both were not born when Washington won a Super Bowl. Sadly, it's been bad. It's been bad, Juan.
Yeah, it's been terrible, man. We've been seeing a lot of terribleness. Been a fan a long time, and
I
still
think
gonna be a fan a long time. So
I
yeah,
think I've only had one playoff win in my life. I think 2005. When was the last time they won before 2005?
I wouldn't be. I probably was it 99? I think I want to say 99, and in 05 they won, but I was 2. I wasn't watching no football in 05. So the
If you
only
guys know in the chat, go ahead and put
I've
that.
been a fan. I think what's going on, Jonathan, but I think it may have been 99, and again 05 I wasn't watching football, and I've been a fan since 2010. Obviously I've been a fan all my life, you know what I'm saying? But me vividly starting to remember football may have been 2012, but I do remember bits and parts of that 2011 season, like the massacre and stuff like that. But me vividly started to sit down and say, okay, I understand football, I understand the X's and O's. It was 2012, and what a season that was. And then what an excitement we thought we had, with RG3, man. We thought we finally had it because, again, we've been through so much as fans, man, especially me and Pedro, because we did not witness nothing go with this team. My best memory is obviously that 2012 season, right? Maybe 2015 too, but I was more excited about that 2012 season than 2015. Then maybe 2016 too is probably another year that I was really excited about. Depending off the hype that we had, and we should have went to the playoffs if it wasn't for Kirk Cousins, and if the Giants could have just laid down and let us go because they already had a wild card spot. Or did they have a wild card spot? I think they had a wild card spot because they played Green Bay. So yeah, we've been through a lot.
So Loser says the last time they did win was 99. I think that was when they had Brad Johnson. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get some wins in the future. But I mean, we all know the owner. It's just
man.
That's what it comes down to. And let's hope that we can win with Rivera. But we also, not even the owner is a big thing, but one of the big things too. Got to get a quarterback. You have to get a quarterback. We don't have a franchise quarterback. We need to get one this offseason. We need to try to get one.
Yeah, and it's more the owner though, man. I'm starting to. I really am starting to I've been realizing it, you know what I'm saying, for the longest, but now nothing, it's just a dark cloud over Daniel Snyder and this organization. It doesn't matter what we do. You know what I'm saying? Our last number 2 overall pick, RG3 tears the ACL. Then our next number 2 overall pick, Chase Young tears the ACL. Come on now. Alex Smith tears his ACL or breaks his leg on the same field. Joe Thousand breaks his leg. I mean, and Dan Snyder wasn't the owner back there, but you see, come on, man. Dan Snyder is just a dark cloud over this organization, and you know what I'm saying? I love this team to death. I really do, and I'm going to always understand that. I'm going to always be a fan. I'm going to always watch every single game. But he's just a dark cloud, and I don't know if we ever will have sustainable success or even a long-term success if he's still the owner of this team.
Yeah, and he's going to be the owner of this team for a long time. Time, unless something happens.
RHS Cheese wrote a good comment too. That would be so tight. That would bring that would give for me personally, I know a lot of you guys probably would say that would bring a 90s or 80s feel, but me, my prime Washington versus Dallas rivalry, it's probably not the same anymore. Obviously, it's still a rivalry, but the prime of that rivalry for me was 2011, 12, 13, 14, that. Every year, you already know to get hyped because literally everyone is watching that game, Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah, it's still a rivalry. Trust me, we still hate each other guts, but 2012 and that 2012, 13, 14, all of those years were just the prime for me at least. And Washington versus Cowboys wild card game. guys, that's not as far fetched as it seems, man. If they get the 2 seed and we get the 6 seed, or if they get the 3, does it the 3 and 7, and then 4 and 5, or however they play it now with that extra wild card spot, because I remember it's normally 4 and 5, 3 and 6, then 2 and 7, and then 1 gets the bye week now. So we'll see, but it's not far fetched, man. If we get that would be so tough, bro. I swear.
Yeah, it would be nice if we can get to the playoffs, but let's focus on these next few games. Let's hope we can do that, and then we can go ahead and try to make a push at the end of the year. I mean, if we can get to 5 and 7 before the last 5 games of the season, where we play the NFC East games, then we have a shot. So we're gonna a couple more minutes. Give me your score prediction, and then we'll talk about answer some things in the chat.
Yeah, so my score prediction is 28-16. Washington wins. It's gonna be much closer than what the score says. I think it's 21-16, and then Washington has a killer drive to just put it away. I think Washington is gonna be leading 2016. Carolina has a chance to respond, and then they don't, and then they punt us the ball, and we just put them to bed.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't know. I'm gonna say 21. 21. I'll go 21-20 Carolina. I'm really 50-50 about it. Don't really know. I guess I don't have a good feeling about it. That's why I'm going to pick Carolina, but could go either way. I feel good though that we have a chance to win 2 out of our next 3. Could be Carolina, but the Seahawks and Raiders though, that also I feel somewhat good about those games. I think we're catching the Raiders at the right time. They're not a good second half of the season team, and then the Seahawks. They're getting better with Russell Wilson, but they're not a good football team right now. 3-6, I think that's what their record is. And Russell Wilson can't carry them on their back, the whole time. So, we'll see. But that's my prediction. Let's see. Appreciate that, Redskins 17-84. Let me see. What was I saw something. Where is it? I think it was. Trying to find it, but it was something about Kenny Pickett, and if we like Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett a lot. I think he's like him or Matt Corral are my QB1s. It was Tyler. That really hard to tell, but either one of those I would love to see in a Washington uniform next year.
Again, I don't know yet. I haven't done my due diligence on any of these quarterbacks for real yet. I'm waiting to the offseason to do that, so it would be foolish of me to even get an opinion on these guys. But from what I saw from Kenny Pickett, he's been okay. He looks like Justin Herbert, literally. He doesn't play like Justin Herbert, but he literally looks like him with the hair. So hopefully, I just want a quarterback. I don't care who it is, and the guy that I want the most, honestly, though, is Desmond Ridder, because I wanted him last year when we drafted. I was hoping he was coming out last year. He was projected to be a 3rd round guy, but it was smart of him to not come out. Now he's going to be a 1st round guy more likely than not. And then now that I'm saying that, he may not. He may actually get pushed out because most of these mock drafts that I'm seeing, they have 2 back-to-back edge rushers going first. They don't have the first quarterback.
Thibodeau and Hutchinson or something.
I don't know the other guy, but I know
Michigan edge rusher, I think.
Yeah. So a lot of these they don't have the first quarterback getting off the board to like pick 10 and stuff like that. And is Thibodeau? Have you? I haven't never watched Thibodeau.
I'm an Oregon fan, so he's legit. He's legit.
I never watched Thibodeau a day in my life. I don't watch college football that much anyway. But is he better than Chase Young coming out of college? Because he's the number one.
I think he's a little bit behind what Chase Young was coming out of college, but he's really good. They're playing right now. Once the stream's over, I'm going to be watching. Playing against Utah.
They have him going number 1, and obviously that's because again, that's my point right there. There's literally not a single quarterback that has separated themselves to be that guy, that dog in this draft class. So for all of you that think we need to tank/trade up, you don't have to. Again, the first quarterback isn't getting off the board until 10. These are the mock drafts. it could definitely change again. Detroit, I think they're going to still go with Jared Goff, but they could very well take a quarterback. Some other teams that could take a quarterback, but for the most part, we don't see the fresh quarterback getting off the board to the pick 10. So you don't have to tank/trade up. And
I think
if it wasn't for Joe Burrow, maybe Chase Young goes number 1, but an edge rusher, the first pick off the board, like that's crazy.
I think there will be a couple quarterbacks taken in the top 10, or at least one, because it's very rare it doesn't happen. I think
Mm-hmm.
the quarterbacks are good enough for like a team to maybe trade up, just so that they ensure they get them. But yeah, I think it'll, because the Lions are going to get the number 1 pick likely. They got a tie though, but it's just Jared Goff is under the books next year for a lot of money, so they might not be able to, um, get it. Get a quarterback this year. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, we have to make an effort to find our guy this offseason, whether it's a trade or it's in the draft. We have to try to get our franchise quarterback, because you're not going to have sustained success without a franchise quarterback. And someone asked about Curtis Samuel. He's questionable game time decision. Likely doesn't play though. I think he will play next week or the week after that, but he's not playing this week, I think, at least, just because he didn't get a full week of practice. And I think they're going to want that from him to see him play. So I think that's going to do it for today's stream. Again, really, really appreciate Juan for coming in here. Again, with our weekly streams, make sure you guys check him out. He will be live streaming, doing the play-by-play for the game tomorrow. So make sure you guys go ahead and go to his channel, watch it. It should be fun. Hopefully, we get the win and improve to 4-6 and keep our playoff hopes alive. And yeah, that'll be really fun.
Yep, definitely appreciate you for having me as always, Pedro. And yep, I am streaming the game tomorrow. I do it every single week. It's a lot of fun, and I really hope you guys come over there and check me out. And you're watching the game at your home while watching me watch the game. So it's really fun, and I appreciate you for having me on as always, man. This is fun.
Yep, man. Yeah, thanks for coming on, and peace, guys.